Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. We are going to be making this Milkcarton Christmas tree advent calendars, and we have made these small milk cartons, and this is a 12-day of Christmas advent calendar. So as you can see, we've got 10 green boxes to make the tree bit, and then we've got the 2 brown boxes to make the base of the tree. And each box has a paper clip to keep it closed, and the paper clips have the green glittered ribbon that I hauled from the range, and then I have these number bauble decorations to hang off there, so it looks like they're hanging off the Christmas tree, and I've also added them to the base as well. And then on the top we have this cute bow. So I'm just going to open it up to show you. So as you can see, they will hold quite a lot in there. I haven't put any treats in there yet, but you can see they're a good size to fit a lot of treats in there. And yeah, I'm really happy with this one, and I hope that you enjoy this tutorial, and let's get started. So to make this project, you're going to need 12 pieces of cardstock that measure 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I've got 10 that are in this gorgeous Christmas green from Crafter's Companion, and then I've got the other 2 for my base in a brown cardstock. Okay, so you're going to score all 12 pieces exactly the same, and I've already scored it just to save time, but I'm going to go through the measurements with you. So along the 8 1/4 inch side, you will score it at 1 7/8, 3 3/4, 5 5/8, and 7 1/2. Turn it onto the 5 1/2 inch side, and you will score it again at 1 7/8, 3 3/4, and 5. Then we need to make a couple more score lines. So you'll see here we have this larger section here, and this will be for the tab that will fold our box together. So you want to make sure that this section here is to the left. Then we're going to come down to this first score line here, and we're going to put some tick marks on there. So I'm going to lay that down, making sure that that area is to the left. Get my ruler and line it up on that first score line, and we're going to tick mark at 1 5/8 and 5 3/8. So you'll see here we have those tick marks on there. Then we're going to score from that tick mark to here, and then the tick mark to here. So you're making a triangle shape, and the same on this side here. Fold all on your score lines, okay, and then these triangle shapes, you're going to fold them back on itself. So just be careful, but make sure that you get right in that corner, and then fold that back on itself like so. Do the same for this side, and this side. Okay, so that's all the scoring done. Now we need to do some trimming. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and you're going to cut up these score lines here. So I'm going to start off just cutting up those score lines. Like so. Okay, and then we're going to cut this section off completely. So you're left with these 4 larger squares. So this first one here, we're going to give that a trim at an angle. And cut it like that. leave this one and do the same for that one. So cut it at an angle. And then trim that down. Okay, so it should look like that. Then we're going to add adhesive to this whole section here. So I'm using my red liner tape that my dog managed to get and has chewed. Can you see? I managed to get it out of her mouth in time. And then we're going to come to this one and lift that up and place some adhesive on the back of that, like so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold that over, peel off the backing, and you can lay it flat and it will all join together like so. And then, so where's the back of the box? So this is the back because it's got the seam there. So we're going to place the sides in, bring this one forward, and then the one that's towards the back is the one with the adhesive on. So again, peel off the backing, and I'm going to put it on my mat so then I can make sure that it's all level and press that down. And then these score lines that we've got here are going to help us get this box in really nicely like that, and it just gives a lovely finish here. So you're just going to squeeze that together, and there's your milk carton. Now, because my cardstock is not double-sided, I've got this marker here that's the same colour as the cardstock, and I'm just going over the edge just so you don't see that white. If your cardstock is double-sided, then you won't need to do this. Okay, and then to keep this together, I'm just going to put a clip on here. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to use these clips yet or if I'm going to use pegs, but I'm just going to clip that on there. And there we go. So there is your box. And like I said, you'll need to make 12 of these all together. I had to think about that then. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to glue these together. So we're going to glue the sides together. Okay, so we're going to have 4 here. Then we're going to have 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to have 2 brown underneath the tree as our base. So I'm going to put the tree together first, and then we can add the base afterwards. So I'm going to get my liquid glue. I'm going to add my glue on there and glue them together. And obviously I want to make sure it's all level. Okay. So I'm just going to hold that there for just a second. And then we're going to carry on going all the way across. So that's the first 4 added. Then you're going to get your next 3. Okay. And we are going to stack them in between. So we're going to place them in between these joins here. Okay, so it will go something like that. Hopefully you can see that. So, and then again, when you come to your next one, you'll join the next 2 where those joints are, and then you'll add your last one on top. Okay, so there we go. So that's all the boxes stuck together, and as you can see, I've stuck the base on, and I've added some paper to tie in the Christmas tree theme, and then also some brown down here just to tie in with the base. And I'm not going to give you the measurements for that, because it, depending on how even you get all these stuck together, depends on them being the same measurement. So for instance, this box on top of these two, these side panels here are different because I didn't quite get it central. Do you see what I mean? So I'm not going to give you the measurements for that, because then that way you can just cut them to whatever size it ends up being on your boxes. So that's what that looks like. And then obviously there's the base, and I've added some paper clips to keep them shut, and I've just tied some of this green glittered ribbon, and it's this one here that I got from the range, and I've just tied some on there. And then I'm going to go on my Cricut and print off some advent numbers, and I'm going to have them dangling down here. In fact, I've got some of them here already. I just need to get them cut. So these are them, and I'm going to have them dangling off the paper clips, so they look like they're hanging off the tree, but I'm not going to do that on camera, but I'll have pictures of that at the end, and you would have also seen it at the beginning of the video. And then just to finish it off, I've got this velvet red bow that I'm going to glue on top of there. So I'm just going to add some hot glue to that, and I'm just going to place that on top like so. Okay, and there we go. How cute is that? Love it. So you could add your numbers on here if you wish, but like I said, I'm gonna attempt to have them dangling off the paper clips to make it look like they're hanging off the tree. So yeah, so there we go. So that is the Milkcarton tree advent calendar, and I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and then join me on Friday for our final advent calendar project. And until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.